At 58, Carol, a woman who had become invisible to herself, attended her family's annual summer barbecue. The last time they had all gathered, she had hidden behind a wide-brimmed hat and sunglasses, ashamed of her thinning hair and the deep etched lines on her face. This time, as she stepped onto the patio, a hush fell over the crowd. Her niece, a 25-year-old with a critical eye, stared, her jaw slack. "Aunt Carol? Oh my God, what have you done? You look incredible." 3 months prior, a dermatologist had given her a grim prognosis, showing her scans of her thinning scalp and the depleted collagen in her skin. Now, that same dermatologist looked at a new set of scans, his expression a mixture of shock and disbelief. "I've never seen a reversal this dramatic, this fast," he admitted. "Your hair follicle density has increased by 30%, and the collagen matrix in your dermis. It looks like the skin of a woman in her late 40s. How did she reverse a decade of aging in just 3 months? Let's rewind. For Carol, a 58-year-old research librarian, the world was a place of quiet order, of facts and figures, of stories bound in leather and ink. Her life was a carefully cataloged system of knowledge, a testament to the power of research and the comfort of certainty. She had spent her career in the hushed halls of a university library, her days a peaceful rhythm of assisting students, preserving fragile manuscripts, and losing herself in the endless corridors of human history. She was a woman who found beauty in the details, in the subtle texture of aging paper, in the elegant curve of a well-designed font. Her appearance had never been a primary concern. She was neat, professional, and she had the kind of classic, understated beauty that didn't require a lot of fuss. Her silvering hair was always pulled back in a tidy chignon, and her face, while lined, was a map of a life well lived, a life of intellectual curiosity and quiet contentment. But as she moved through her 50s and into the post-menopausal years, the map began to change. The lines deepened, the topography shifted, and the landscape of her face and hair became a source of quiet, gnawing anxiety. The changes were insidious, a slow-motion erosion of the woman she had always known. Her hair, once a thick, reliable mane that she could twist into a substantial bun, began to thin. It started with a few extra strands in her hairbrush, a slightly wider part, a less substantial ponytail. She tried to ignore it, telling herself it was just a natural part of aging. But the thinning accelerated. The shower drain, once clear, was now a daily collection of her own silver strands, a heartbreaking reminder of what she was losing. Her scalp became more visible, a pale landscape under the thinning forest of her hair. She started parting her hair differently, using volumizing mousses and root cover-up sprays, a daily ritual of smoke and mirrors designed to create the illusion of fullness. But she knew the truth. She could feel it every time she ran her hands through her hair, the once dense texture now feeling flimsy and sparse. The feeling of her scalp being more exposed, the way the wind would feel colder, was a constant physical reminder of her loss. Her skin, which had always been clear and relatively unlined, began to betray her. The fine lines around her eyes, once a testament to a life of smiling, deepened into permanent etched crow's feet. The skin on her cheeks, once firm and plump, began to sag, a subtle but undeniable loss of volume that made her look perpetually tired. Her complexion, once bright and even, became dull, almost gray, as if a light had been extinguished from within. Age spots, those unwelcome brown splotches, began to appear on her cheeks and the backs of her hands, a visible marker of the passing years. She invested in expensive creams and serums, jars of hope that promised to lift, to firm, to brighten. She applied them religiously, morning and night, but the changes were minimal, fleeting, a temporary plumping that vanished within hours. Her skin was like a thirsty plant in a drought, and no amount of topical moisture seemed to be enough. It felt like a betrayal from the inside out, a slow, creeping erasure of the face she had known her whole life. The breaking point came not in a moment of high drama, but in a quiet, ordinary moment of self-reflection. She was in the library's archive, handling a 19th century manuscript. She was wearing a pair of white cotton gloves to protect the fragile paper, and as she gently turned a page, she caught a glimpse of her own hands under the bright, unforgiving light of the archivist's lamp. She saw the thin, crepey skin, the prominent veins, the scattering of brown spots. And then she looked at the paper of the manuscript, a piece of parchment that was over 150 years old. And she had a thought that was both absurd and deeply, profoundly unsettling. The paper looked better than her skin. It was a moment of stark, brutal clarity. She, a woman of 58, had skin that looked older, more fragile, more depleted than a piece of paper from the 1800s. She felt a wave of shame so intense it was dizzying. She took off the gloves and stared at her hands, really stared at them, for the first time in a long time. And she saw not just the signs of aging, but the signs of a deeper, systemic depletion. It was as if her body was slowly, inexorably, running out of the very stuff that held it together. That night, Carol did what she did best. She researched. But this time, the subject was not a historical event or a literary movement. The subject was herself. She bypassed the glossy magazine articles and the beauty blogger reviews. She went straight to the scientific databases, the same ones she used for her academic work. She searched for terms like collagen degradation in menopause, hyaluronic acid synthesis and estrogen, hair follicle miniaturization, post-menopause. She was a librarian, a seeker of knowledge, and she was determined to understand the root cause of her own decline. She was plunged into a world of cellular biology, of endocrinology, of the intricate, complex dance of hormones and proteins that creates the very fabric of our bodies. She learned that the decline in estrogen during menopause is not just about hot flashes and mood swings. It's a systemic event that has a profound impact on the structural integrity of the body. Estrogen, she discovered, is a key player in the production of collagen, the most abundant protein in the body, the protein that provides the scaffolding for our skin, our bones, our connective tissues. When estrogen declines, collagen production plummets. One study she found, published in the journal Dermatoendocrinology, stated that women lose up to 30% of their skin's collagen in the first 5 years of menopause. This was the reason for her sagging skin, her deepening wrinkles, her loss of volume. Her scaffolding was collapsing. She learned about hyaluronic acid, the molecule that is responsible for keeping our skin hydrated and plump, and how its production is also linked to estrogen. She learned about elastin, the protein that gives our skin its ability to snap back, and how it, too, degrades in the absence of estrogen. And she learned about hair follicle miniaturization, the process by which the hair follicles on the scalp shrink, producing progressively finer, shorter, and less pigmented hairs until they eventually stop producing hair altogether. It was a story of systemic depletion, of a body that was no longer producing the raw materials it needed to maintain its own structure. But in the midst of this bleak scientific narrative of decline, she found a glimmer of hope, a new wave of research that was focused not on topical treatments, but on rebuilding the body from the inside out. The research talked about the power of specific nutrients, of targeted supplementation, of providing the body with the raw materials it needed to reboot its own production of collagen, elastin, and hyaluronic acid. It talked about hydrolyzed collagen peptides, small, easily absorbed fragments of collagen that had been shown in clinical trials to stimulate the body's own collagen production. It talked about the importance of vitamin C, a crucial cofactor in the synthesis of collagen. It talked about hyaluronic acid supplements, which could help to rehydrate the skin from within. It talked about biotin and silica, two nutrients that are essential for hair strength and growth. It also talked about the importance of antioxidants, like vitamins E and A, and minerals like zinc and copper, which protect the existing collagen from damage and support the enzymes that build new collagen. It was a paradigm shift. For years, she had been trying to fix the problem from the outside, with creams and serums. But the science was clear. The problem was on the inside. And the solution had to be, too. She felt a surge of excitement, of purpose, of the familiar thrill of a research project that was about to yield a breakthrough. She was a librarian, and she had just found the instruction manual for her own body. She approached her new protocol with the same meticulous precision she applied to her work. She created a spreadsheet, a detailed plan of attack. She started with her diet. She began her day with a smoothie, but this was not the high-sugar fruit smoothie of her past. This was a skin and hair-building powerhouse, a scoop of unflavored hydrolyzed collagen peptides, a handful of antioxidant-rich berries, a spoonful of almond butter for healthy fats, a cup of unsweetened almond milk, and a tablespoon of ground flaxseed for extra fiber and omega-3s. She started drinking bone broth, a rich natural source of collagen, gelatin, and minerals. She increased her intake of vitamin C-rich foods like bell peppers, broccoli, and citrus fruits. She ate foods rich in silica, like cucumbers and leafy greens. She made sure to include a source of healthy fat with every meal, like avocado, olive oil, or a handful of nuts, knowing that these fats were essential for skin health and hormone production. She added zinc-rich foods like pumpkin seeds and copper-rich foods like shiitake mushrooms. Her diet became a colorful, vibrant tapestry of nutrient-dense whole foods, a stark contrast to the bland, restrictive diets she had tried in the past. Then, she added the supplements. She chose a high-quality, hydrolyzed collagen peptide powder, one that had been clinically tested and shown to be effective. She added a hyaluronic acid supplement, a biotin supplement, and a comprehensive hair, skin, and nails multivitamin that contained a blend of vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. It was a significant investment, but she saw it not as an expense, but as an investment in her own structural integrity. The first month was a lesson in patience. There were no dramatic, overnight changes, but she trusted the science. She was consistent. She followed her protocol every single day, and then, in the 5th week, she noticed the first subtle shift. Her skin, which had been perpetually dry and tight, began to feel comfortable. It felt softer, more hydrated. The dull, gray cast began to recede, replaced by a faint, rosy glow. It was a small change, but it was enough. It was a sign that something was working. By the end of the 2nd month, the changes were undeniable. The fine lines around her eyes were softer, less pronounced. The skin on her cheeks felt firmer, plumper. She looked in the mirror one morning and was startled to see a hint of the cheekbones she had in her 40s. Her hair, which had been so lifeless and brittle, had a new shine, a new softness. The shedding had slowed dramatically. The shower drain was no longer a source of daily despair. She started to see new growth, tiny baby hairs sprouting along her hairline, a sign that her dormant follicles were waking up. By the end of the 3rd month, the transformation was complete. It was as if her body had been given the missing ingredients, the lost building blocks, and it had gone to work, rebuilding, repairing, regenerating. Her hair was noticeably thicker, her part less wide, her ponytail more substantial. Her skin was luminous, plump, and firm. The deep, etched lines on her forehead had softened into faint, shallow creases. The age spots on her hands had faded. She looked younger, but it was more than that. She looked healthier. She looked more vibrant. She looked like herself again. She felt a renewed sense of confidence, a feeling she hadn't realized she had lost. She started wearing her hair down again, a simple act that felt like a profound statement of self-acceptance. This brings us back to the family barbecue, to the stunned faces of her relatives, to the disbelieving words of her dermatologist. Carol's story is a powerful testament to a fundamental truth. Beauty is not skin deep. It's a reflection of our internal health, of the cellular vitality of our bodies. For years, the beauty industry has sold us a lie. The lie that we can fix the problems of aging with a cream, a serum, a lotion, but the science is clear. The battle for our skin and hair is won or lost on the inside. It's won with the food we eat, the nutrients we absorb, the building blocks we provide our bodies with. Carol's transformation was not a miracle. It was a biological inevitability. She simply gave her body what it needed to do the job it was designed to do, to heal, to repair, to regenerate. She became the architect of her own rejuvenation. This is the new frontier of beauty, a frontier that is based not on marketing hype, but on cellular biology. It's a frontier that is open to every woman at any age. The power to reverse the clock, to rebuild your body from the inside out, is in your hands. The choice is yours. What will you do? Let's delve deeper into the science of this inside-out approach, because Carol's story is a masterclass in cellular rejuvenation. The hero of this story is, without a doubt, collagen. It is the literal glue that holds us together, the most abundant protein in our bodies, making up 75% of our skin's dry weight. Think of it as the steel framework of a building. When you're young, this framework is strong, dense, and perfectly aligned, giving your skin its firmness and elasticity. But as estrogen declines during menopause, the cells that produce collagen, the fibroblasts, become sluggish and less productive. The collagen framework begins to fragment, to weaken, to collapse. This is what causes the sagging, the wrinkles, the loss of volume. The hydrolyzed collagen peptides that Carol supplemented with were a game changer. Hydrolyzed simply means that the collagen protein has been broken down into smaller, more easily absorbed fragments. When you ingest these peptides, they are absorbed into your bloodstream and travel throughout your body. But here's the magic. They don't just passively fill in the gaps in your existing collagen. They act as a signal, a wake-up call to your own fibroblasts. They essentially trick your body into thinking that its own collagen is breaking down, which stimulates the fibroblasts to ramp up their production of new, healthy collagen. It's a brilliant biological feedback loop. The clinical evidence for this is robust. A 2019 meta-analysis of 11 studies published in the Journal of Drugs in Dermatology found that collagen supplementation significantly increased skin hydration, elasticity, and collagen density. It's not a quick fix, but with consistent use, it can literally rebuild your skin from the dermis up. The second key player in this story is hyaluronic acid, HA. If collagen is the framework of the skin, HA is the stuffing. It's a glycosaminoglycan, a long, sugar-like molecule that has the unique ability to hold up to 1,000 times its weight in water. It's what gives our skin its plump, dewy, youthful appearance. Like collagen, HA production is closely linked to estrogen, and it declines precipitously during menopause. This is why menopausal skin is so often dry, dehydrated, and crepey. While topical HA serums can provide temporary surface-level hydration, oral HA supplements work from the inside out, increasing the HA content of the entire body, including the skin. A 2017 study published in the journal Clinical, Cosmetic, and Investigational Dermatology found that subjects who took an oral HA supplement for 12 weeks showed a significant increase in skin moisture content and a significant reduction in wrinkle depth. By replenishing her body's HA stores, Carol was essentially re-inflating her skin from within, smoothing out the wrinkles and restoring that youthful, dewy glow. The final piece of the puzzle was the targeted nutritional support for her hair. Hair follicles are tiny, complex organs, and they are incredibly sensitive to nutritional deficiencies. The decline in estrogen during menopause can lead to a shorter hair growth cycle and a process of follicle miniaturization. To combat this, Carol's protocol included two key nutrients, biotin and silica. Biotin, a B vitamin, is essential for the production of keratin, the protein that makes up our hair, skin, and nails. While true biotin deficiency is rare, some studies suggest that supplementation can improve hair quality and reduce shedding, particularly in women with thinning hair. Silica, a trace mineral, is another crucial building block for healthy hair. It helps to strengthen the hair shaft, improve its elasticity, and reduce breakage. By providing her body with a steady supply of these essential nutrients, Carol was giving her hair follicles the raw materials they needed to produce stronger, healthier, more resilient hair. This is the synergy of the inside-out approach. It's not about one magic pill or one superfood. It's about a comprehensive, multifaceted strategy that addresses the root cellular causes of aging. It's about providing your body with all the necessary building blocks, cofactors, and signals it needs to repair and regenerate itself. It's a shift from a passive, cosmetic approach to an active, biological one. It's a shift from covering up the signs of aging to reversing them at their source. This is the future of beauty, and it's a future that is available to all of us. The power to rebuild, to rejuvenate, to reverse the clock is not in a jar, it's in your hands. The journey is yours for the taking. The story is yours to write. What will you choose? To embark on your own journey of cellular rejuvenation, it's important to understand that this is a long-term commitment, not a quick fix. The changes that Carol experienced were the result of 3 months of consistent daily effort. The first step is to build a strong nutritional foundation. Focus on a whole foods diet, rich in lean proteins, healthy fats, and a wide variety of colorful fruits and vegetables. These foods provide the essential vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants that your body needs to protect itself from damage and to build new, healthy tissue. Think of your plate as a palette and paint it with as many colors as you can. The second step is to consider targeted supplementation. Look for a high-quality hydrolyzed collagen peptide powder from a reputable brand. The clinical studies typically use a dose of 10 to 15 grams per day. It's tasteless and dissolves easily in water, coffee, or a smoothie. For hyaluronic acid, look for a supplement that provides at least 120 mg per day. For biotin, a dose of 2.55 mg per day is a good starting point. And for silica, look for a supplement derived from bamboo or horsetail extract. The third step is to be patient and consistent. It takes time for your body to rebuild its collagen and hyaluronic acid stores. It takes time for your hair follicles to move from a dormant phase to a growth phase. Don't expect to see results overnight, but if you are consistent, if you provide your body with the raw materials it needs every single day, you will see results. You will see your skin become plumper, your hair become thicker, your nails become stronger. You will see the signs of aging begin to recede, replaced by a new, vibrant, and youthful glow. This is not magic. This is biology. This is the power of giving your body what it needs to heal itself. The journey to a more youthful, vibrant you begins today. It begins with a single scoop of collagen, a single capsule of hyaluronic acid, a single commitment to yourself. The choice is yours. The power is yours. The time is now. It is also crucial to manage stress. Chronic stress and the resulting high cortisol levels is a major enemy of healthy skin and hair. Cortisol accelerates collagen breakdown, contributes to inflammation, and can even trigger hair loss. Carol, in her quiet library, had a low-stress life, but for many women, this is not the case. Incorporating stress management techniques like meditation, yoga, deep breathing exercises, or simply spending time in nature can have a profound impact on your skin and hair. It's not just about what you put in your body, it's also about the environment you create for your body to thrive in. Sleep is another non-negotiable. It's during sleep that our bodies do the majority of their repair and regeneration. Aim for 7-9 hours of quality, uninterrupted sleep per night. This is when your body is producing growth hormone, repairing damaged cells, and building new collagen. A good night's sleep is one of the most powerful anti-aging tools you have at your disposal. Finally, don't forget the importance of exercise. While Carol's story focused on nutrition and supplementation, regular exercise is another key piece of the puzzle. Exercise increases blood flow to the skin, delivering oxygen and nutrients to the cells. It also helps to reduce stress and improve sleep quality. A combination of strength training to build and maintain muscle mass and cardiovascular exercise to improve circulation is ideal. The journey to healthier skin and hair is a holistic one. It's about nourishing your body from the inside out, managing stress, prioritizing sleep, and moving your body in a way that feels good. It's about creating a lifestyle that supports your health and vitality on every level. It's about understanding that you are not a collection of separate parts, but a complex, interconnected system. And when you give that system what it needs, it has an incredible innate ability to heal, to regenerate, and to thrive. The power to look and feel your best is not in a bottle or a jar. It's in the daily choices you make. It's in the food you eat, the supplements you take, the way you move, the way you sleep, and the way you manage stress. It's a journey of 1,000 small steps, a journey that begins with a single decision: the decision to invest in yourself, the decision to become the architect of your own health, the decision to write your own story of aging, a story of strength, of vitality, of a beauty that radiates from the inside out. Let's unpack the science a bit more, because the details matter. When we talk about collagen, we're not talking about a single entity. There are at least 28 different types of collagen in the human body, but the vast majority of the collagen in our skin is type 1 and type 3. Type 1 provides the tensile strength, the resistance to stretching, while type 3 provides the pliability and elasticity. In youthful skin, these collagen fibers are organized in a tight, regular basket weave pattern. During menopause, not only does the quantity of collagen decrease, but the quality also deteriorates. The organized basket weave pattern becomes a disorganized, fragmented mess. This is why menopausal skin is not just wrinkled, but also fragile and prone to tearing. The hydrolyzed collagen peptides that Carol took are rich in the specific amino acids that are the building blocks of type 1 and type 3 collagen: glycine, proline, and hydroxyproline. By providing a concentrated source of these specific amino acids, she was essentially giving her fibroblasts the exact raw materials they needed to build new, healthy, organized collagen fibers. It's like trying to build a brick wall. You can have all the workers in the world, but if you don't have any bricks, you can't build a wall. The collagen peptides are the bricks. And what about the role of vitamin C? It's not just a general antioxidant. It's a crucial cofactor for two key enzymes, prolyl hydroxylase and lysyl hydroxylase, that are responsible for stabilizing the collagen molecule and cross-linking the collagen fibers together. Without adequate vitamin C, the collagen that is produced is weak, unstable, and easily degraded. It's like building that brick wall with a weak, crumbly mortar. The wall will not be strong, and it will not last. By ensuring a high intake of vitamin C, Carol was ensuring that the new collagen she was building was strong, stable, and resilient. This is a perfect example of the synergy of nutrition. The collagen peptides provided the building blocks, and the vitamin C provided the tools to assemble them correctly. Let's also consider the emotional journey. The shame Carol felt in the library was not just about vanity. It was a profound sense of loss, a feeling that she was becoming invisible, that her physical body was no longer a reflection of her vibrant intellectual inner self. This is a common experience for many women in menopause. They feel like they are in a battle with their own bodies, a battle they are destined to lose. Carol's decision to research, to take control, was an act of defiance. It was a refusal to accept the narrative of inevitable decline. It was a declaration that she was not going to be a passive victim of her own biology. This psychological shift is just as important as the nutritional one. When you believe that you have the power to change your own health, you are more likely to make the consistent daily choices that lead to real, lasting transformation. The placebo effect is real, but this is something more. This is the power of agency, of self-efficacy, of the deep human need to be the author of our own story. Her journey was not without its challenges. In the first few weeks, there were moments of doubt. She would look in the mirror, searching for a sign, any sign, that her efforts were paying off, and she would see nothing. She would be tempted to give up, to go back to the expensive creams that offered the illusion of a quick fix. But she was a librarian. She trusted the research. She trusted the process. She knew that real change, lasting change, takes time. She treated her body like a long-term research project, and she was patient, methodical, and persistent. This is a crucial lesson. In our world of instant gratification, we have forgotten the virtue of patience. We want results now, but the body works on its own timeline. It takes time to rebuild, to repair, to regenerate. The key is to be consistent, to trust the process, and to celebrate the small, incremental victories along the way. The first time she noticed that her skin felt less tight, The first time she saw a new baby hair sprouting along her hairline, these were not just small changes. They were data points, evidence that her hypothesis was correct, that her protocol was working. And these small victories gave her the motivation to keep going, to stay the course, to see the project through to its stunning conclusion.